Hi everyone, welcome back to Energeny TV. It's Jenny here. We've had a lot of past discussions about immigration, refugee issues, but today I want to do so by talking about a new film called Minari or Minari. As a Korean immigrant myself, it was really special to see a film that revolves its story around a Korean immigrant family. So I want to share my thoughts with you guys about this movie. So let's get started. Okay, so the first scene that I want to talk about is the church scene. Ta-da! I don't know if you guys can see it in the background, but essentially this family decides to go to church on Sunday, and since they're new, the pastor introduces them to the rest of the church members during the worship service. And I think the camera angle really captures the idea that these people are really different from everybody else sitting in the chapel, because everyone else is white and these four Asian people stand up. The mom, the dad, the daughter, and the son, they stand up and they just kind of awkwardly say hi. And seeing that scene, it really reminded me of something that I had experienced. When I was in kindergarten, I came here to the United States and I entered the classroom and I was the only person who was Asian. I was the only person of color, so no one looked like me. And I felt really isolated. I didn't know what to do, and it was really awkward because no one looked like me, no one talked like me, and at that time I feel like the teachers also and the kids didn't really know how to deal with people like me. And you know, I grew up in Bloomington, Indiana, so it's not a rural area, but it's also not an urban area. So I think I could totally, you know, feel what the family was feeling when they were kind of saying hi at church. And this scene also brings up a very, very important point, that I had never grown up as a majority. And I'd never really thought about that, but after watching the film, I was like, hey, yeah, I've never grown up as a part of the majority. I was always a part of the minority. And this scene allowed me to think more and kind of dig deeply into those thoughts. And I realized that so much of my life I've restricted myself. Of course, partially that's due to the societal perceptions of, okay, Asians, they're minorities, and there are some things that you guys can do, but things that you guys just can't do. And nobody like explicitly came to me and said, hey, you're Asian, you can't do this. Well, maybe some people, but there is this societal perception of what Asians can do and can't do. And I think I grew up kind of conforming to those ideas, to those restrictions. And that allowed me to restrict myself growing up. For instance, you know, vying for leadership positions, I thought back like, oh, can I be outspoken like this? Like, can I really, you know, be a leader? Like, am I able to do these things? And I felt myself like restricting myself. No matter how much I wanted to do it, or no matter how, you know, I had the potential to do things like that, I always asked myself and questioned my abilities. And I think that is due to the idea that, you know, I grew up as a minority, and I grew up questioning, and society kind of questioned my abilities and my capacities to do things. So I think after that scene, I really kind of thought about how I'm going to carry my life forward, in that I don't want to restrict myself and limit myself and conform to these ideas. And I think we all should be able to do things that we love and, you know, dream ambitiously, without feeling like we ourselves are restricting our own capacities and abilities. All right, the second scene that I want to talk about is just something that occurs throughout the film. It's when the parents talk to their children, and I think the most common line that I hear is "hajima, hajima," which is don't do this or don't do that in Korean. And the dad and the mom especially tell the younger kid, his name is David, they say, "David, 뛰지 마." Like, "David, don't run. David, 하지 마." And in the context of the film, it's probably because David has a weak heart, so they're really concerned about their health. Of course, being cautious and making sure your children are being aware of their situations and their circumstances is so important. And I think, parents should be concerned about that. And I embrace it as an expression of love, and I respect it completely. But sometimes I think hajima, like don't do this, don't do that, also connects to the idea of feeling restricted and always feeling like we have to behave. So rather than thinking that we have to be a certain way or we have to live a certain life, I think we should all be able to live a life that we want to live and really be able to dictate, writing the future that we all want to write. Okay, thank you so much for watching my thoughts and comments on the new movie Minari, or Minari. Let me know if you guys get the chance to watch it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.